Yo, what's up, broskies? You know the vibes. Keanu, back with another. God dang, back with another deck profile. Trying to fix this fucking camera, dog. Whatever. Pretty excited to bring you another deck profile I've been working on for a little bit. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into it for a second. This is a pretty old deck. One thing about these decks, like since me and Kane took such a huge time off from the game, basically we didn't play from GOAT format on up until Links came out, so that would have been 2017 or so, which is pretty crazy. So the sucky thing and the great thing about it is we've missed a lot of great formats and decks and stuff like that. So the reason why that sucks, and it's kind of cool at the same time, it sucks that we didn't get to play during those crazy formats. But what's great about it is that even if we were able to play back then, we definitely wouldn't have been for these decks, which is pretty cool. So we get to kind of dig in the archives of decks and kind of see what has potential in today's game. And I'm happy to bring you a little bit of Burning Abyss action. So we're going to get into that. Like I said, this is a super exciting deck. But I'll go through the profile. Alright, broskies, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this. Before I jump into it though, shout out the sick playmat, hashtag BBL Drake. Coolest playmat I've ever owned. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. Also, before I get into it, go ahead and hit that subscribe if you've been here a few times but you haven't already. Like the video if you like the video. Comment down below what you would change, because I would definitely always open to suggestions, because that's how you get better at the game. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. So triple graph, this card's pretty insane. Obviously when it's sent to the graveyard, it special summons 1 BA from your deck. Pretty nuts. It's kind of how you get to your Seer, your Scarm, all that stuff. Also, if you control no spell or trap cards, you special summon them. So it's pretty easy to spam these monsters, going first or second. Kind of crazy. Let me make sure it's focused. Yep. The only other 3 of is Scarm. Scarm's just kind of nuts. You really want this turn 1 to kind of dig for your usually for your Tour Guide or your Phoenix Rhino turn 2 to close out games. I don't really like opening up. I like opening up Phoenix Rhino. I don't necessarily always like opening up Tour Guide, because Tour Guide, when it gets ashed or impermanent or Veiler, it's kind of like the end of your turn. You just kind of set the rest of your cards and just hope they don't kill you. So I like seeing Scarm way more anything else. Double Seer, pretty nuts. You don't want to open this really. You just kind of want to get it off the graph to start your loop, your Seer Dante loop. Opening it in this going to the grave first doesn't really do anything for your to progress your game state necessarily. So only 2. Next up, these are all the 1-ofs. 1 Barbar, 1 Alec, 1 Farfa. Probably could run 2 Farfa for sure. I kept my monsters pretty tight. Barbar burns. They all special summon themselves if you control no spell or trap cards. Barbar burns. Alec, the Mel Branch. He if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 face-up monster on the field, negate its effects. That's cool. Unfortunately, my locals was heavily saturated with non-targeting cards. So it just depends on the matchup. Even if he's not doing much for you, it's an easy card to side out. Farf is also pretty crazy. It just banishes 1 until the end phase, but it does target. So once again, kind of comes out. But whatever. There's still good cards. You can definitely hit not every card in the game is untargetable. So sometimes you can kind of hit within their combo sequence a card they really need, and kind of stall them out from there. That's it for the BAs. Honorary BA, Triple Tour Guide. I know I said I didn't like opening her, but I still ran 3. Probably could definitely cut it to 2. I would like some feedback on that. I like 3. I like 3. 2 might be a little bit better than up my BA count by 1 maybe. Double Phoenix Rhino. This card's pretty silly. It keeps your BAs from destroying themselves. Also, if it's sent to your graveyard, you can send 1 Fiend monster from your deck to the grave. So it's also kind of nuts. I've heavily considered running him at 3, but I don't know. It's too many normal summons, I guess. Well, I guess it's only 5. I don't know. We'll see. Next up, Absolute King Backjack. This card's crazy. Let's do stack your deck pretty much for any like trap card you need on the crackback. You can banish it from the graveyard. Like I said, XP at the top, and then you put a normal trap card on the top. Well, you can. Sorry, you can banish the card from your graveyard. It's a quick effect. XP at the top card of your deck. If it's a normal trap, you can set it. Otherwise, send it to the grave. And then also you can look, if this card's sent to the graveyard, you can look at the top 3 and stack them in any order. So, pretty nuts. Next for the traps, Triple Judgment. I was running this in the side deck for like a time, but it's just too like impactful. Like it just does too much. Also, a lot of people like in my particular locals, and when I've played online, a lot of people are actually main decking cards like Duster and Lightning Storm. So just really great cards. Kind of protects everything because a lot of our turns, a lot of our like turn 1s are like IP Beatrice at 3, and the other 2 cards are broken, and Judgment's just kind of like your protection. Next up, Triple Strike. Best trap card in the game. Negates monster effect, negates a summon. Just crazy. Just at the little cost of 1500. Pretty nuts. Need I say more? Paleo Dynamiscus. This card's insane. It banishes 1, target 1 face-up card on the field. That's the cost. Discard 1, and if you do banish it. So pretty nuts. Just banishing a card. It does target, unfortunately, but also when you activate a trap card, you can special summon itself. Special summon him, and that kind of like helps you spam the board to go into your extra deck for big link summons on the crackback, because you're going to be activating trap cards like crazy in this deck. Next up, Fiend Briefing, just insane. I'm saying all these cards are insane because they literally are. I think so far I've gone like 12-2 with this deck on Dueling Nexus. I'm not in any official tournament yet. Hopefully I'll be able to get into one this weekend or so, or in the next couple weeks. But on the online circuit, like I've definitely been running a lot of games. Like so far, like 12 wins to like 2 losses max, maybe. Next up, 2 loss win. I was running 3. I just recently cut it for like a Barbar because I just like Barbar in the main deck now. Last one's pretty nuts. Just target 1 face up, special summon monster on the field, negate its effects. Also, its original attack is halved. Crazy. If a monster is special summoned from the opponent's extra deck while this card is grave, you can set it, but banish it when it leaves the field. I don't know. That just stops turns, honestly. Next up, second best trap card in the format, TT. Just when a monster is summoned, destroy all monsters on the field. Next up, 2 Divine Wrath. It's just crazy. Has insane synergy with the BAs. Discard 1 card from your hand, negate the activation and the effects of an effect monster and destroy the monster. So you know you can pitch your BAs, get stuff going like that. It's pretty insane. 1 trap trick, well 2 trap trick. Imperial Order, main deck Imperial Order. Just cause if you go first and you open this card, usually they're gonna scoop it up and go to game 2. So it's pretty essential. Then 1 called by. I was running like triple tactics, or I was running like Ash, but called by is pretty nuts because if you have it, like your combos are going through. Even if you draw it late, like it's kind of crazy in the late game because it's also like a it's like essentially another trap card, just banish a card out of the graveyard. That's it for the main deck though. Yeah, that's it for the main deck. Next up for the extra, this one's probably like super standard. 1 IP, 1 Cherubini, 1 Cerberus, 1 Phoenix. I'm sure all this shit's standard. 1 Phoenix. So Cerberus, Phoenix. Usually like your toolbox cards. IP goes into Nightmare Unicorn, of course. It's usually like your turn 1 setup. 1 Apo, 1 Boral Sword. I have to use a funky looking Boral Sword. I think my other one's in like one of my other decks. 1 AA Zeus. Could definitely run 2. 1 Guy and Dragon, the Thunder Charger. Just because I don't have Downard, you can just overlay this over your Beatrice because it's rank 6, so that's kind of cool. Get some of these out of the way. So 1 Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal. All these cards have been out, so I don't really have to go into it. Triple Dante. You could easily cut one of these for another Zeus if you have it. Also Fortune Tune. This card's pretty insane. Like, I'll read this one because like I don't know how long this one's been out, but I just saw it out of King's Court. Yeah, this one came out of King's Court. So neither player can target this card on the field with card effects. If this card would be destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can detach 1 material from this card instead. So that's gonna proc all your BAs. Also, once returned during your standby phase, gain 500 life points. That could come up in time, especially if this card is sent from the field to the grave. Target 2 level 3 monsters in your graveyard. Shuffle them both into the deck, and if you do, return this card from your graveyard to the extra deck. So, obviously just insane in this build. Last up, Purple Dante. Usually, you're never summoning him off, but if they don't know what Beatrice does, they pop Beatrice, and then like Purple Dante comes out. So pretty insane. That's it for this one. You know, comment down below for what you want to see next. Comment down below if you have any feedback on this deck. Like the video if you like the video. Also, if you've been here a few times and you know, haven't subscribed yet, if you're still on the fence, go ahead and hit it. And see you next time.